sixth grade teachers. Welcome to just a hopefully very short training video. I wanted to make this for the summer school curriculum, just because I know you guys might be having to go to different trainings, and so this will be just available in case you went to another one and you didn't get the science training. This will be available for you guys. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And again, I don't want this to be long, so we'll go pretty brief. All right, what we are looking at right now is the summer school document. With sixth grade, they did group the subjects together. I believe social studies is separate or blended into ELA. I'm not sure how that integrates, but hopefully you guys have access to this document. I'm sure it's in the description, but you have your ELA, math, and science. So if you want to jump quick down to science, this is just a bookmark that should take you down to the document, but it's just down below. Just to start off real quick, for summer school, if you haven't done it before, we try to give a pre and post test just to gauge student growth. They are the exact same test and they are 10 questions. So this shouldn't be like a whole drawn out thing. So even though the testing window, which you can see over here, is from June 5th to June 14th, once your students have devices, this should take them half of a class period or less to just knock it out. And then during that last week, you do the post test. Hey, we've learned some stuff. Now let's see how we do. And that's how that goes. So this link you can share straight to your students and that gets them on. This is also the access code if you know how to do the testing window, that blockout browser. And then if you just want to see what the questions are and the answers, that's for you to look at. So that way, you know, you can kind of plan as I teach, what are the questions that I'm trying to get the students to learn. So I put those there. Again, it's the same test. So these are the same questions. If you go on to Elluminate, you should be able to see the pre-assessment. I have not shared the post-assessment and I'll share that once we're out of the pre-testing window. I just don't want people to accidentally open and administer that one. But you'll see that. So let's jump down. I'm just going to use the bookmark to jump down to science, but it's the same document if you just scroll. So here we are. Now this document is just sort of an overview document. It'd be like a scope and sequence for your regular year. Not most of your planning will come from here, but you do get all of your learning objectives, your standards. If you use the proficiency scales, it's all there. I've also included two really good vocabulary strategies. And these typically have, let's just look at one. These typically have one or two different vocab ideas that you could do with students. And so what is the relationship? So this looks at the relationships between words and does it mean what I think it means? And so this kind of spells out some good activities that you can do with students. And this one should be different activities as well. Each concept in Discovery Ed has these. And so I like to have these included because these can be pretty good for students to do. All I've done for the summer school curriculum is just taken two concepts from our normal curriculum map, and I pulled them from the end of the year because these would be less likely that teachers got to it. And so students won't sit there thinking this is all familiar. So we're doing concepts 4.2 and 4.3, and this highlighted link, because this is the main thing that you're going to use for your planning. We'll jump there in a second. That's just those two concepts with all the resources there. If you've been in my science curriculum before, you'll know how that's all structured and organized. If you are new and you want a little bit of a deeper training on some of the components, I did put 3 videos here. Each are about 10 to 15 minutes in length. That could walk you through the different components. I'm always happy to come by as well on your workday if you want some help. So let's open this up and then you'll see what I'm talking about. This is what most of my curriculum maps look like. I've just modified this one so you're just looking at two concepts. I think it's definitely plenty, and you probably won't get through all of it. Just depends on how you're kind of selecting. So if you're new to science or these topics aren't something you're familiar with, I do want to highlight there is a teacher background knowledge document that can help fill you in on some gaps if you just need to prepare yourself a little bit. And then if you want to turn this into a full enveloped project where it all connects together, I do have a opening phenomenon and an ending project. or you can just come back to the phenomenon and have students re-look at it. The map that it's talking about is in the poster here. So that's what it's talking about, and its temperature changes. So you could definitely use this to help connect all of what students are learning as they go throughout. And there's some of this stuff won't make a lot of sense because we cut out a couple concepts, but most of it you could still use. Any of the resources that we use, if you just need a link to get there, these aren't just pictures, these are also links. So that will get you to Discovery Ed or Gizmos, anything like that. So use that to your advantage. And then as you come down, where you actually get to the content is down here. We'll start over on the right category. All I've done is this is the Discovery Ed activities. And to get there, once you get familiar with Discovery Ed, you can navigate it yourself. But this also helps take that out so you don't have to worry about it. And so if you click on this, it'll take you right to the page where these activities are listed. And so you can jump right there. The Engage tends to just ask students questions, see what they already know. Sometimes there's video or an image for them to look at. And then most of your activities fall under the Explore tab on Discovery Ed. And so you'll have a lot more activities listed there. And those vary depending on what they are. But if you go and look at them, they'll tell you whether it's a video, they're looking at data, or it's an article, and those sorts of things. This is where you can really hone in and decide what is it that I want to do with these lessons. So anytime I'm planning, I just kind of like look at a block of activities and I kind of go, how would I create this into a lesson, merge it all together, sometimes create my own things or use what they provide. If you want more on Discovery Ed and how to do that, you can go back to one of these videos. So using Discovery Ed, and I talk a little bit more about that. Let's get back to here. I've also embedded Gizmos. If you used Gizmos before, I'm going to have to double check that everything's working for summer school. But hopefully that does work and you can use some Gizmos. There's also PhET, which is online simulations. You can go check out here as well. I haven't embedded those into the curriculum yet. You'll also notice over here, this was a new update this year. Our videos, these are all, again, links. And so they link right to, so these 3 videos correspond to what students would be learning here. And then these 3 videos correspond here. These aren't necessarily designed that you just play videos and have students watch. I like to suggest that we play snippets of it to use as a class engagement strategy, to show something in the video. You could use Edpuzzle that would break it up and add questions in there. Or if you have students that just want extra learning or need more support coming up, you could link these into a Google Classroom, Canvas, whatever. So use those videos however you see fit, but I've already done the work of, does this align to these topics? So utilize those, would be awesome. Or if you're like, I don't know this topic, you could watch these videos and now you know a lot more. And then it just repeats for 4.3, same idea. And I kept it to 2 concepts. Summer school last year, 2 concepts seems to be plenty, especially when you get interrupted with field trips. Technology's not out right away. And so this will be plenty to get you going. Please reach out if you have any questions. But I think you guys should be set for a good summer school. And I just want to make sure that you had this training video in case you can come to my session. All right, have a good one. Bye.